There you go. Okay. Unfortunately, all of us can agree that we've been in traffic for an extended period of time at least once in our life. While sitting in traffic, there's nothing for you to do, so your eyes can begin to wander. If you're like me, you stumble across the gray smoke resonating from the back of the cars in front of you. Now, I was curious enough to do some researching of my own to find out what the mysterious smoke is. Everyone refers to it as exhaust, and rightfully so. However, there is more to it than that. It is considered a carbon emission. Now, in order to give everyone a better understanding of what carbon emissions are, I will be defining them, explaining why they are important to us, and what is being done to limit them. Let's start with the definition of a carbon emission. To get a better understanding, we will break up the term into two parts, carbon and emissions. Stats.oecd.org defines it like this. Carbon emission, or more commonly known as CO2, is a colorless, odorless, and non-poisonous gas formed by combustion of carbon and is the respiration of living organisms and is considered a greenhouse gas. Emissions means the release of greenhouse gases and or their precursors into the atmosphere over a specified area and period of time. Now that we have the scientific definition of this, we need some more real-life examples to give us a better understanding. What'sYourImpact.org says this. There are both natural and human sources of carbon dioxide emissions. Natural sources include decomposition, ocean release, and respiration. Human sources come from activities like cement production, deforestation, as well as the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. I chose to use this quote because I feel it really encompasses all of what carbon emissions are. While it seems like only a few human causes, just think of how often fossil fuels are burned. They are burned to provide your home with electricity and every establishment you visit. Lumber is used in every house we live in, which was gathered by deforestation. It is startling how much humans actually cause carbon emissions, which leads me to our next point. Carbon emissions are very important to us, especially since we are American. There is quite a bit of emissions produced by the United States alone. In fact, according to a study done by unstats.un.org, roughly 5.3 million geometric tons of CO2 was emitted into the air in the year 2014 by the United States alone. Now that we know why this is relevant to us, it is important that we discuss what is being done to reduce the emission of carbon. You may have noticed windmills crowding up open fields in certain locations. This is a source of renewable energy. Penn State University writes this. Renewable energy is energy that is generated from natural processes that are continuously replenished. This includes sunlight, geothermal heat, wind, tides, water, and various forms of biomass. This energy cannot be exhausted and is constantly renewed. This is what so many people are focusing on, taking advantage of to reduce the production of carbon emissions. By capitalizing on the availability of renewable energy by means of wind turbines, dams, and other sources, we are reducing the carbon emitted into the atmosphere. But there is a bright side to the story as well. According to sustainablebusiness.com, since 2006, the U.S. has reduced carbon emissions more than any country or region, falling 7.7%. By this study, we can see that everyone is being made aware of this issue and has reacted to the issue at hand. This is what I wish to have accomplished today as well. I've attempted to provide you with a better understanding of carbon emissions by talking about what carbon emissions are and why they are so important to us specifically. We also covered the actions humans are taking to reduce the amount that is being emitted. It is through the discussion of this that I hope you have a grasp on what carbon emissions are as a whole. Thank you.